government dedicated to consolidation and rehabilitation of the nation. Malaysia to leverage on 5G technology within 3 years. Thanks for choosing News on 2U with me, Renee Fong. Described as a formidable old warhorse, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has been listed in Time magazine's 100 most influential people this year. This follows the historic election victory that swept him back to power in the 9th May polls last year. Nearly a year into his second tenure as Prime Minister, Tun Dr. Mahathir has been listed as one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people in 2019. Sarawak Report editor Clark Newcastle Brown wrote the profile summary for Tun Dr. Mahathir on the Time Magazine 100 website, calling him a formidable old warhorse who dazzled during a grueling campaign. Tun Dr. Mahathir is listed in the leaders segment of Time's 100 most influential people this year. Among those listed with him are United States President Donald Trump, Chinese President Xi Jinping, and New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. It is necessary for the United States of America to issue a trip advisory against Malaysia. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said he is confident that Malaysia is safe and thus placing Malaysia in the K list in a travel advisory should not have happened.
Their investors come, we welcome them, but perhaps the investors can tell American people that we are a safe country. One or two terrorists have been caught, but otherwise we are a safe country and people can come here. There is no need for advisories against Malaysia because that is a negative thing. I'm quite sure you come here for dinner, for lunch, and you feel quite safe. You don't expect, but in some countries, even as you are praying, they can kill you.
Tun Dr. Mahathir said this at an American-Malaysian Chamber of Commerce luncheon held in Kuala Lumpur yesterday. Meanwhile, speaking on another matter, Tun Dr. Mahathir said the first year under the leadership of the Pakatan Harapan PH government has solely been dedicated to consolidate, rehabilitate and reset the nation. Tun Dr. Mahathir said this approach needed to be carried out amid the mess created by the 1MDB fiasco. Tun Dr. Mahathir said the impact of the damage was found to be much worse than expected apart from affecting other national economic thrusts. Although Pakatan Harapan is still new, he said he is confident that the government is able to address various issues and challenges through the various reform measures being implemented.
To sum up, it had been a year of consolidation, rehabilitation and resetting our nation. We are also conscious that we can't develop if we don't grow our economy. Therefore, we are committed in ensuring our policies are investor-friendly to both foreign and domestic investors.
Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun said the Royal Malaysian Police PDRM is continuously carrying out security surveillance to detect any remaining individuals linked to terrorism. 13 individuals were detained in Sabah last month for suspected involvement to a terrorist group. PDRM are actively guarding the security of the people in Sabah, which includes not allowing any movement that would make the state a transit stop for any element of Daesh before entering south of Philippines. He said this after a working visit to the Kunak Police Headquarters yesterday. This is one of his last working visit before he retires on 4th May. In view of that, Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi advised all security personnel to maintain their level of service and discipline in performing their duties. The Royal Commission of The Royal Commission of Inquiry (RCI), in a proceeding on the discovery of the illegal camps and mass graves in Wang Kelian Perlis, was told yesterday that the operation to demolish the temporary settlement camps there was the main factor that led to the discovery of the mass graves in the area. Commander of Company B, Battalion 3, North Brigade General Operations Force (PGA), DSP Joking M. Maniam Anthony said his 30-member team had to stop the demolition work on 21st January 2015 after spotting a grave-like structure in the area. According to him, his team had only managed to burn the canvas of the tents and food items found in the area, while the structure of the whole settlement was left intact. He said the operation was immediately stopped after the discovery of the graves. The witness also said one of the 38 victims who were detained after the team surveyed and patrolled the camp on 19th January 2015 said that to enter Malaysia, they needed to pay about 2,000 ringgit each. However, upon arrival, the victim and the others were asked to pay extra to the agent as a condition of employment, and upon failure to do so, they had to remain at the camp. The proceedings took place at the Home Ministry's Dewan Gemilang and was conducted before RCI Chairman Tun Arifin Zakaria, a former Chief Justice, and 6 other RCI members. 22 new cases believed to be linked with the influenza AH1N1 virus showing symptoms like fever and cough cluster have been detected at Sekolah Tuanku Abdul Rahman in Ipoh, Perak. This latest report brings the total cases reported so far to among 102 students and 1 teacher.
Seramai 91 orang masih diasingkan in isolasi di asrama sekolah, dan aktiviti disinfeksi sedang dilakukan secara lebih agresif di sekitaran asrama. That was yesterday lah, hari ini 17 kan, dan kes-kes yang aktif ataupun kita sedang buat active case detection diteruskan sehingga tamat wabaknya.
Perak Health Exco Esivanesan was reported as saying that the State Health Department and Kinta District Health Office had received a notification on the incident of fever and cough cluster involving students of the school on 13th April. 4 samples tested were confirmed as influenza H1N1 positive. Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli said that so far 1 student had been admitted to private hospital in Ipoh. He added that the student was recovering and in stable condition. Coming up, AirAsia to help promote Malaysian products on air. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said he is confident that Malaysia will benefit from the 5G technology within 3 years' time. He also said 5G will impact every industry that is vital to the growth of the country's economy. Tun Dr. Mahathir said the technology marks a turning point for the future of communications, which will bring Malaysia to a dimension which at times goes beyond imagination. In addition, he said a significant element to usher in the new era explored via 5G is wireless mobile technology.
But the change from 4G to 5G doesn't just appear overnight. It requires significant efforts in research and development, industry collaborations, and the resources necessary to support the effort. I'm glad to state that the government will embark on the National Fiberization and Connectivity Plan, NFCP, to ensure readiness and timely deployment of 5G technology.
Tun Dr. Mahathir said this at the 5G Malaysia Showcase launch in Putrajaya yesterday. Earlier, the Premier took a ride in a 5G connected self-driving car from the Palace of Justice to Putrajaya Corporation Complex for the launch. He took the ride in the 5G connected Proton Exora vehicle together with Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh Dio for 5 minutes. Meanwhile, at the event, Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh Dio gave his assurance that every Malaysian will be able to profit from 5G network technology, which he said will be made available at a reasonable price. He, however, said the aspects of network pricing and provision of facilities could only be determined after his ministry receives the final report from the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission MCMC on the 5G pilot project by year-end.
Tetapi seperti mana kita semua maklum, dan ini adalah pendirian saya, kita kena lihat kepada masa depan di mana semua rakyat Malaysia dan semua orang di dunia ini menggunakan internet. Jadi teknologi baru ini juga akan, saya pasti akan digunakan oleh semua. Jadi dalam keadaan tersebut, saya harap bahawa harga yang ditetapkan itu adalah munasabah supaya ianya menjadi accessible kepada semua.
Gobind said the report will be presented to the government to ensure the country is ready to implement high-speed networking and technology. Commenting further on the 5G testbed, Gobind said the actual implementation of 5G technology in Malaysia would be in 2021. The country's first agro mall, which will focus on agro-food and agro-based industry, will be set up in Puchong, Selangor by the Federal Agricultural Marketing Authority, FAMA. The project, which will cost some 8 million ringgit, will be constructed at a 3-acre site and is expected to be completed by December 2020. Once in operation, the Agro Mall will help improve the income of local agro businesses by 30% and save consumer spending by between 5 to 20%.
InsyaAllah semua hasil-hasil ataupun produk pertanian kita dapat dipasarkan, dan dalam masa yang sama kita dapat untuk memastikan usahawan-usahawan bimbingan FAMA ini akan dapat untuk meningkatkan pendapatan mereka, dan sekaligus usaha ini akan merancakkan lagi semua pemain-pemain IKS kita.
Datuk Salahuddin said this during the groundbreaking ceremony of the Agro Mall in Puchong, Selangor yesterday. More products from local businesses will be able to be promoted to the global market following a strategic alliance agreement between the Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry, KPDNHEP, and low-cost carrier AirAsia. KPDNHEP Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said with this collaboration, local products can be showcased to the world through the various platforms provided by AirAsia. Apart from listing these products on the airline's catalogue and through its online portals such as Our Shop and Rocky.
Kementerian pula akan memberi fokus kepada mengenal pasti hanya yang terbaik dari kalangan yang baik-baik, di kalangan usahawan yang berdisiplin, mampu mengeluarkan barangan yang berkualiti dan memenuhi standard kualiti yang ditetapkan oleh AirAsia.
Datuk Sri Saifuddin said this after launching the Buy Malaysian Products campaign at AirAsia Redque in Sepang. Meanwhile, AirAsia Group CEO Tan Sri Tony Fernandez said this would be a great opportunity for local entrepreneurs to promote their brand and call on them to take advantage of the chance to expand.
And so we want to sell more products on our aircraft. We carry 100 million people, so it's a great opportunity for Malaysian brands to promote their products.
That concludes this afternoon's edition of News on 2. In our top story, government dedicated to consolidation and rehabilitation of nation. Join us again at 7 p.m. for more updates on the latest happenings around the world. Thank you. I'm Renee Loretta Fong. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a pleasant afternoon.